Ever wondered about the little me or egoic self that resides within you? This enigma, this egoic self, is a construct we all create, a narrative spun from the threads of our past and our interpretations of it. It's like a storyteller within us, constantly weaving tales of who we are. Yet the story it tells is never wholly satisfying. Why, you ask? Because the little me is always looking ahead, always yearning for a better future. It's a paradoxical puppeteer, pulling our strings towards an imagined completeness, a dream of happiness that lies just beyond the horizon of tomorrow. Yet here's the rub. This little me can never be fully at peace with the present, the now. It needs adversaries. It thrives on conflict. To stay in the spotlight, it battles the present moment, creating an internal struggle that births stress and suffering. The little me is constantly at odds with the now, creating an internal struggle that leads to stress and suffering. The little me presents us with an intriguing paradox. It's a psychological process that exists within us all, a mind-made self-identity that is both drawn to the future and terrified by it. This little me yearns for the future, for it sees the promise of happiness and completeness there. It dreams, desires, and aspires, hoping that tomorrow will bring what today has not. It weaves stories of a better future, a future where all its wishes have been fulfilled. The little me is a hope merchant selling dreams of a brighter, happier tomorrow. But as Eckhart Tolle so eloquently put it, fear is the price of our ticket to the future. And that's the other side of the coin. This same little me that craves the future also fears it. It fears the unknown, the uncertainty that the future brings. It trembles at the thought of unfulfilled dreams and unmet expectations. It shudders at the thought of change, for change threatens the familiar, the comfortable. And above all, it fears the inevitable reality of death, the ultimate unknown that awaits us all in the future. So here we are, with this little me within us, caught in a paradox. It craves the future, but at the same time, it fears it. It's like a moth drawn to the flame, knowing that the flame can burn, yet unable to resist its allure. This paradox keeps the little me in a constant state of unease, a perpetual struggle between desire and fear, hope and dread. It's a struggle that creates stress, anxiety, and suffering, a struggle that keeps us from living fully in the present moment. But as the Buddha wisely said, the trouble is you think you have time to chase dreams, time to face fears. But the future is a mirage, always out of reach, always promising, never delivering. The little me is trapped in this mirage, forever chasing, forever fearing. Thus, the little me is a paradox, a seeker of future happiness, and yet a prisoner of future fear. The existence of the little me necessitates spiritual work. This work is a journey toward understanding and transcending the little me, the egoic self that is rooted in the past and anxiously anticipates the future. The little me is a story we've crafted, a narrative that is never quite satisfactory, because it is always looking ahead, always striving for more, for better, for completion. It's a story that is inherently dissatisfying, because it is never here, never now. And that's where the spiritual work comes in. It's about disarming this future-oriented narrative, about prying loose the grip of the little me on our consciousness. It's about understanding that happiness, completeness, fulfillment, whatever we're searching for is not to be found in the future. It's here. It's now. It's in this very moment. The Buddha once said, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. This encapsulates the essence of spiritual work. It's about bringing our awareness to the present moment, about fully inhabiting the here and now. It's about realizing that the little me, with its past baggage and future anxieties, is a mirage, a phantom. It's about understanding that we are not this little me, that we are something far greater, far more profound. This is not to say that the future is irrelevant, or that we should abandon all planning and preparation. Rather, it's about realizing that the future is fundamentally unknowable, and that our happiness and fulfillment must be grounded in the present moment. It's about understanding that the little me is a construct, a narrative that can be deconstructed and transcended. So our spiritual work becomes a process of dismantling the little me, of freeing ourselves from its grip, of learning to be at peace with the now. It's a journey toward liberation, toward a state of being that is unencumbered by past regrets or future anxieties. Our spiritual journey, therefore, is about being at peace with the now, seeing the illusion of the little me, and freeing ourselves from the chains of identification with the little me. In conclusion, the little me is an internal narrative we all possess. It's a paradoxical tale, one that clings to an elusive future for happiness, yet fears what that future might bring. This little me never finds contentment in the present, constantly battling perceived enemies. Our spiritual work then is about seeing this narrative, understanding that true satisfaction isn't in the uncertain future, but here, in the present moment. By seeing the illusory nature of the little me, we can begin to connect with our true nature of peace and happiness, embracing the present moment